Welcome to Personal Care Physicians TV. I'm Dr. Marcia Whalen, and as a sports medicine physician, I know how important breakfast can be for Olympic athletes, as well as my patients and my family. One of the breakfasts that I recommend for my athletes as well as for my patients, and that I make for my family regularly, is a high-protein waffle. What I'll do is make it on a Sunday morning. I make a double batch, and that way I get to freeze half of it. When I'm running late or my family wants to get out the door and get to school, it's really easy just to grab one, throw it in the toaster, heat it up, and you're good to go. So I'd like to show you how to put this together. To make high-protein waffles, one of my favorite recipes, most important ingredient you start with is 3 cups of old-fashioned rolled oats. So there's several brands out there. Whichever brand you choose, make sure it's the old-fashioned and not the quick oats. This has additional protein plus no gluten if you get it the least processed. Next dry ingredient is going to be some all-purpose flour. Try and look for an unbleached brand, and you want to make sure that it's as least processed as possible as well. Next ingredient is going to be some baking powder and salt and a little bit of sugar, and this is just plain white cane sugar. I get organic, so it's as unprocessed as possible as well. And the last dry ingredient that really adds that flavor is cinnamon. So a whole teaspoon of cinnamon. Like you do with any baked good, you mix all the dry ingredients together first. And as you can see, it's mostly oats and very little flour, making this full of fiber and even higher in protein. Next thing is to add the wet ingredients. All right, so you have a couple of eggs in here. And in between each wet ingredient you add, you're gonna mix it. I actually prefer yogurt, so I use a Greek yogurt, and I use a low-fat Greek yogurt. Next wet ingredient is gonna be some vegetable oil. Fat is not necessarily a bad thing. It helps us metabolize a lot of food. It binds to a lot of fruits and vegetables, that extracts all the nutrients that we need out of there. You just want to limit your saturated fats. The last wet ingredient is milk. So I don't add the whole amount at one time. So this is going to actually get a little bit thicker while I let it sit for about 5 minutes before I throw it into my waffle iron. So now that you've let your dough sit for about 5 minutes, your batter sit for about 5 minutes, you can see it's a nice thick consistency, perfect for the waffle maker. And this is the easy part. Okay, our waffles are done. Perfect. I always like to undercook them just a little bit too, so that when you're ready to reheat them next week or tomorrow morning, there's a little wiggle room so they don't get burnt in the toaster. For any questions, please leave them in the comment box. And for more information on nutrition, health, and fitness, visit us on the web.